Hey, good evening, everybody. This has been one that you have all been waiting for, and I know I did it on my sister's 3DS, but you're like, oh, why didn't you make a video on that? And it's because, you know, I wanted to do a foreign 3DS. So this is the one I bought from Japan. I got this for $40. $40, and it's completely working, but it's from Japan. If I, there you can see the Japanese writing. So, I'm on manual focus because freaking autofocus never wants to cooperate with me. So we're going to show you the new method to how to mod this, because recently, what do you call it? The old seed miner method has been broken. So I have a 16 gig SD card that is brand new. So, yeah, if you don't have a brand new one, skip this step. But we're gonna put a new SD card in here because this one is 16 gigs. Should be able to handle it just fine. I didn't expect an SD card, but the one from Japan actually came with the original 2 gig SD card, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, new SD card goes in, and that didn't feel good. All right. Can power on the system. Focus in on that. Takes a little bit to boot up, but so did my 3DS XL. And it should have just set up a little. There we go. This means it's setting up the SD card. Again, you're not going to be able to read it because this is a Japanese DS. So there we go. It just set up the SD card and put all this dude's games on it, which are going to be deleted because we're going to be changing the system's region. So, so once the SD card is set up, we can power off the system. And there we go. Take out the SD card and put it in our computer, and we will go over there. So, over in our computer, here is our removable disk. Again, this folder should be the only one on your SD card currently. Open it up. Here's your ID 0. Rename this. Oops. Oh my goodness. Rename this and copy it. Next thing. Go and find your friend code. So you do not need your SD card to do this. Power on your system. I kind of want the stylus. Never remember where this thing is on the old 3DS. 3D's on. Don't like that. Go to system settings. We actually need to check one thing. First, we need to connect to the Wi-Fi. So, connection settings. Okay, so now that we have the connection set up and wireless is powered on, this is very important. Again, English is my first language, so it's great that I don't know how to do any of this. Go here, DS connections, then okay. And we should be getting this screen. Yes, it loaded up almost immediately, so awesome. Okay, so we don't need to do anything there. If you see that DS screen, you're all good. So now, we're done checking that. We can go to get our friend code. So again, I'll show you how to get your friend code, but most of you already know how to do this. This is just, comprehensive guide. So, click the orange face up on the top. It's going to open your friend menu. Okay, wow, that took a freaking long time. But I had to make a me, and there's my me. I guess you can add my friend code if you want. But write down your friend code so that you have that. Now we're going to head over to Brute Force Movable. Y'all remember this website. So we're gonna start this again. Yeah, we're gonna start this again because I do this so many freaking times. And we're gonna add our friend code. So 285334139550. And we're gonna paste our ID 0. So paste that. And we're just gonna hit go. And there we go. We're gonna add this friend code, not this specific one, but the one you get from the website, into our friends. So we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna add that. There we are. Gonna add that. Okay, don't know what happened. I don't know why it wasn't letting me freaking add by code, but here we are. Working with the Japanese 3DSs. Harder than I think sometimes, because I don't know the language at all. Trying to keep my microphone somewhat close to me while I do this. 82053. Add that guy. And we're gonna name it bot. If I can spell. Jeez. There we go. We're gonna name it bot. And now you've just gotta wait, because it will add you back automatically. And it'll make a brute force. So I'm just gonna cut until it adds me back. Okay, so it looks like the bot added me. So now it's just brute forcing. And it looks like it's almost done. So we should get the movable.sed. There we go. Now download this movable.sed. And there we go. So now we can power off the 3DS, I believe. Okay, so what you're going to need from this part is the Luma 3DS. It's right here, the Luma 3DS archive. So open Unsafe mode. This is the new tool, Unsafe mode. And so we're going to choose the movable.sed that we just made. And we're going to download this Unsafe mode archive. So there it is. There's the new Unsafe mode archive with a new bin file. So I'm going to turn the volume down on the 3DS. You're probably hearing weird 3DS music. So I'm going to power the 3DS off because I don't think we need it on anymore. Power that off. Okay, so now go into your SD card. And we're going to open up the Luma 3DS. WinRAR's being mean to me. We're going to open up the Luma 3DS archive. And then we're going to drag and drop the Unsafe mode. There's a bunch of words in my face. We're going to drag and drop the boot.firm and boot.3dsx to the root of our SD card and not to the freaking ID0 folder. That would be bad. So there we go. It's in the root of our SD card. And then we're going to copy the usm.bin. Please, WinRAR, shut up for the life of me. To the root of your SD card. usm.bin. Copy that to the root of your SD card. There it is. And then we're going to go to Nintendo 3DS, ID0, ID1, and then here we're going to make a new folder called And this needs to be spelled exactly like it is here. Nintendo DSiWare. D and S are capitalized, W is capitalized. Make sure that folder is spelled exactly like that. And then here, we're going to... we're going to drop the food for 3ds.bin, food for 3ds, inside of the Nintendo DSiWare folder. So make sure you got that in there. And now we are going to go back here. Bing bong bang. Wow wow wubsy. Freaking focus on me. And we're going to take out our SD card. Insert it into our 3DS. Power that baby on. Focus in on him. Okay, now what we're going to do is head over to System Settings. Data Management. Where's my stylus? Here we go. Data Management. DSiWare. And the system should... click SD. Right? And then the system should flash red. And there we go. The system flashed red. Alright, so we're good. The system flashed red and it should reboot to home. Okay, once it reboots to home, and you're able to move around and just wait like 5 seconds for any error messages to show up, which I don't think happens, power off the device. And this is where the process gets a little different. I'm like literally sick for every video I make. It's awesome. Press left. Okay, this is the fun part. While the system is powered off, press both shoulder buttons, L, R, both shoulder buttons, D-pad up, A, hold on, D-pad up, A, and then press the power button. And if it works... oh, this is painful. There we go. Okay, now hit OK to accept the update. It's going to do some update. Press OK. Then I accept. Oh my god. Just throwing my stylus. Hit OK. And it will fail. This will fail. So hit OK. And then we should go here. Yes, and then hit connection 1. What is this? Right arrow. Connection 1, change settings, which I think is the first one. Then navigate to this, and then proxy. You want to go to proxy settings. And then detailed setup, which I don't know. I think it's the bottom one. Yes, okay, it's the bottom one. And then that should give you B9 install. Yes, B9, what is this? B9 install success. And then press any key to reboot. Press any button to reboot. So now we're in the Luma 3DS configuration, and this should be pretty familiar to you. So now we can go enable system patching, I like, right? That's for game ROMs if you like that. And then show NAND in user string system settings. Those two you probably are going to be the only ones you want to do. So just hit those two and then press start to save and reboot. Okay, so now to restore, we're going to need to restore the Wi-Fi connection. So we're going to go to System Settings, Data Management, and then DSiWare, and then we're going to hit SD card again. Now the system should flash green. Yep, it flashed green. This means that the Wi-Fi connection has been successful, or the restoring of the Wi-Fi connection. So it should reboot to home. So now my Wi-Fi connection was restored. So now I can power the system off. And we can reinsert the SD card into our PC. So, go to Nintendo 3DS, ID 0, ID 1, Nintendo DSiWare, and delete the food for 3DS. You do not need this anymore. Okay, now we're going to install. Actually, no, we're not going to do this yet because I'm going to show you if you have a Japanese 3DS like I do, what you need to do. So, actually first, we need God Mode 9. This is the one thing we need because we need to set up God Mode 9 first. And CTR, okay, so actually, yes, you know what, we're gonna do all of this first. So yes, we're gonna download Anemone. CIA. We're gonna download Checkpoint. CIA. We're gonna download Homebrew Launcher. .cia. We're gonna download God Mode 9. It should be a zip file. We're gonna download DSP1. And we're gonna download FBI. Both FBI's 3DSX and CIA. CTR no time offset .3dsx and Luma 3ds updater .cia. Now go into your SD card. Hold on, let me just open up another folder so I can get to my downloads. Okay, there's my downloads. Oh my gosh, wrong thing. Yes, and then U. Okay, so we're going to put all of the 3DS, all of the CIAs, CIA. We're going to put all of those into a folder called New Folder CIAs. Make a folder called CIAs and drag all of your CIAs into here. So now we should have all them in there. And then you should make a new folder called 3DS on the root of your SD card. So make a new folder 3DS, and there you go. And then you want to put the 3DSX folder files in here. Okay, unselect. Okay, 3DSX, 3DSX, and I believe those are the only 3DSX. And then you're going to want to drag them over to that 3DS folder you just made. So, yep, there it is. Now we're going to go to... we're going to open the God Mode 9 zip file. And we're going to... Shut the frick up, WinRAR. God, every freaking time I open it. And we're just going to minimize you. And we're going to move you over here so I can see. So we're going to copy God Mode 9. Create. Hold on. We need to go here. Go to Luma. Create a folder called Payloads. That's important. Alright. Now we can go back to here. Copy God Mode 9.firm. God Mode 9.firm, not the .sha. God Mode 9.firm. Copy that to the root of your SD card. So here, grab it, put it on the root. There it is. And then copy the GM9 folder right here. Copy this. Bang. And there we go. And we're going to power that, or close out of that, close out of this, and we're going to take our SD card out, and excuse me, gosh, very sick all the time whenever I make a video. I'm going to put it back into our 3DS, and so now what we got to do, launch download play. DS download play. Then once you see these two buttons, hold left shoulder, right here, left shoulder, D-pad down, and select. And this is going to open the Rosalina menu. So now what you're going to want to do is focus. That's what we're going to want to do. Go to miscellaneous options down here, and then switch the HB title to the current app. Operation succeeded, and then B, exit out of here. Press home. Freaking home menu wasn't working for a second. Close out of that. Then reopen it, and you should be in Homebrew, which we are. Now we can launch CTR no time offset and press A to start. Offset change successfully. Reboot is highly recommended. Then press start to reboot. These. And then we're going to launch FBI. Then we're going to go to SD, CIAs, current directory, install and delete all CIAs, and then hit yes. And it's going to install all of those CIAs that are, I guess you'd call it the starter pack for custom firmware. And finish that and go home. And we're going to get a bunch of new software, so we're going to unwrap all that. So first we're going to launch DSP1. And it is just a self-deleting thing. So once it finishes, there we go. And we can press B to delete this app. What this is going to do is just set up sound for Homebrew applications. Now we're going to power off the device. And we're going to boot into God Mode 9 by holding Start. So hold Start and power. Mistake found, mistake found. Oi, 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 oi. So, what we did wrong. God Mode 9.firm, after I smash the desk, has to also not only be in your root, I believe this should be. Right? Did they say that? I don't think they ever said that. But yeah, God Mode 9 needs to be in your payloads. So put God Mode 9 in Luma payloads. Oops, sorry, you didn't see any of that. But yeah, it was in the root. Don't do that. Go to Luma payloads. Okay. And it should be there. So I don't know why the 3ds.hacks.guide told me to put it in the root. But again, yeah, that you want it to be in the payloads. And make sure it's spelled exactly like that. Payloads, not payload, payloads. All right, so now we're going to go back here. Now we should be good. After I punch the microphone a couple more times. Punch the microphone, punch the desk, punch literally everything in existence because that's what I live for. Now we should be able to boot into God Mode 9. There we go. Essential files, not back, whatever, backup not found, create one. Hit yes. And then set the RTC date. Okay, so now once we've set all that up, we can go to press home. Go to scripts. Down here, scripts. Go to GM9 Megascript. Scripts from Plilex Guide. So down here, so no, it's hard to see. Scripts from Plilex Guide. Holy English. Set up Luma 3DS to CTR NAND. Do that. And then press A to continue. And then hit A to unlock this. And then hit that little input the combo key. So I can't even see that. So down, left, down, up, A. And then it's going to do that. Updated successfully. Press A to continue. Then select cleanup SD card. And then yes. And then OK. And then B to return to the main menu. And then here you can back up the system NAND. I'm not going to do this since I'm pretty confident in my ability. But again, back up if you need to. So, exit out of here. Or select exit. And then relock the permissions. And then we're going to navigate to memory virtual. Nope. Almost did that. Memory virtual. Go to boot9.bin. And then copy to gm9/out. And then A to continue. And then home, and we're going to power off the system. That should complete the 3DS custom firmware guide. So now, you have custom firmware on your 3DS.